morning. Since I joined the February Dharma service, the world is in great pain, and actually 21st century, the war is kind of, really happening is somewhat, I can't really, see this kind of the situation is, we are going to have it, we are going to face it. Great pain and also confusion, but at the same time I see unity and the determination of the whole world, and especially Ukraine, the people, is creating new history, and I hope this creating new human journey. So last 2 months, I focused on the Dharma Verse, after death or before death. And I started with my dear friend Colleen, her death, and then Dharma Verse for the person who died. We started with calling the name. So I started calling the name Colleen. So that was sort of the starting point. Colleen, please be fully attentive to the teaching. So here, who is listening? Actor, the host, or hero of the listening. I worked on the first month. And then the second is, she died. Then nobody, no physical body and no ear. Then who is listening without body, without ear? So with body or without body, numinous awareness is listening. So that I focused on. So please be fully attentive to the teaching with your numinous awareness. And this month, I'm going to talk about the next sentence. All of the things that you have received in this life, favorable and unfavorable, are the result of your conduct in the past. The conduct in this life is what are you to receive in your next life. That's natural karma. You owned all of these myriad events of your life and are the creator of your own karma. So here, important two terms, karma and the creator of your own karma. So, we humans, throughout beginningless time, old times, even this civilization started, humans have questioned what is happening after death, and why am I as I am? So that question, so life after death, and at the same time, my present life, whether I like or dislike, why am I as I am? So that question, we can see two the traditions, the Theistic the traditions. So the Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, their approach is creature versus creator. So we are the creatures, and there is a creator. So God is responsible for all the creation. So all creatures, including human, is passively accepting all, including the present miseries or misfortunes or, all the happenings is the creator, we may say God or Allah, is responsible. So that's one, the theistic tradition we human have carried out. And the other tradition is tradition of karma. So the karmic tradition is karma forces us to accept all, including present miseries, misfortunes. Because we did in the past. So the karma means nobody didn't do it for us, we did. Because we did, we are receiving. So that's, somewhat fatalistic, because you did it. You deserve to receive it. So that's another, the tradition. And the karmic tradition, people feel, isn't it too pessimistic? Because you did it, you have to, take it. But I don't know whether I did it or not, So all those dilemmas we have. So here, I would like to have, see action versus karma. Okay, my current doing, result in my karma in the future. So what I'm doing is creating my karma in the future. So here, doing is more active. We are doing it, and then karma is more like passive. You will be receiving it. So let's think about doing part. Doing. We do, we act, bodily action, and word and speech, that action. And then nobody knows, but internally we are thinking, so thought, doing or thought action. So in 3 ways of doing and conduct we can think about: body, speech, and thoughts. So unawakened people, we have false idea of I. And with that idea of I, so that's sort of, we are creating our action based on that false I, my ignorance, and greed, hatred, and delusion is somewhat driving us, our action in bodily action or in speech or in thoughts or intention. But the awakened Buddhas and sages, their driving forces are different. And what we are practicing here is we want to change our driving force, through practice. So the awakened and Buddhas, their driving force is they model after the truth. So Ilwansang is sort of their standard. So Ilwansang, their standard, perfect, complete, impartial, and selfless. That's the direction, that's the way. And the Sute-san, the founding master, taught us awakened people, their action is requital of grace. So their action is act action of gratitude, realize the grace, and then actually requite the grace. So, 4 graces we studied, and then we learn what are the recordal of the grace. So let me just read, for one example. So we realize the grace of laws, and then how to requite the grace is, as an individual, study and practice laws that regulate self-cultivation. As a family, study and practice laws that regulate the family. As a society, study and practice laws that regulate society. As a nation, study and practice laws that govern the nation. As a world, study and practice the laws that govern the world. So, realization of grace of laws, and then requite the grace of laws. And I heard these days, a lot of international law, the law of crimes. And so somewhat we humans are creating that kind of, the direction. Yes, among nations, among internationals, at least we should follow these, directions. So that's, so the doing conduct, we see, the awakened peoples, awakened human, the sages and saints, their direction we kind of learn from the teaching. And then Master Sote-san was more specific, 30 precepts and 16 the commanding nature part. So 30 precepts. Ordinary grade first step is bodily action. If you do this way, then you are creating harmful karma. If you steal, kill, commit sexual misconducts, and all these bodily actions, then we are creating harmful karma and suffering. So this harmful action creating karmas. So you see doing and action part. And then the second step is more words and speech. Harmful karma and create sufferings. So if you speak about the faults of others, and if we talk unworthy talking, and so those are the action is creating harmful karma and suffering. And then the third level is thought and intention. Even though internal thoughts, internal intention is creating harmful karma and suffering. And then, so that's more, don't do it, because you are creating harmful karma. And then the 16 commanding nature is, if you do this, then you are creating a mutual beneficial and progressive, and those karmas you are creating. So 16 commanding natures is, please do this, please do this, please do this. So that's, so, I don't want to go, all details, but such as teach yourself day by day, hour by, hours, and when responding to any matter, maintain respectable state of mind. Those are, if you do those actions, then you are creating mutual grace and progress in your practice and happiness. So that's the action and karma. So Dharmapada, I think it gives quite clarity. So it started, watch your thoughts. They become words. Watch your words. They become deeds. Watch your deeds. They become habits. Watch your habits. They become character. Then character leads your destiny, karma. So that's the doing part. Doing is creating the karma. So I want you to make that connection, action and karma. Not really separate far away. Your action is leading to the karma, and then some of the actions are leading harmful karma, and some of the action leads to mutual grace and progress in practice. So the harmful karma creates suffering, and beneficial karma is creating happiness. And I want to add one more dimension in this karma part: time. See, we separate past, present, and future, but actually, I don't have much physicist notion of that piece. It's too difficult for me to follow. I'll just more simple my practice level of time. So past within the present. So past is the cause of present. So present is the result of the past. You can see past, present. Past within the present, and past the cause of the present, and present is the result of the past. In the same way, the present within the future, and present the cause of the future, and future is the cause of the present. What that means is continuum. It's not totally separate, past, present, future. And so here, owing the present means, you own says, you own all of the myriad events of your life. You own your present life. That means blame just to the external conditions or others does not change the present. If you just blame, it became because of the external condition. Became because of others. Doesn't change the present. Then means we have to be judgmental to ourselves, or we have to be fatalistic and pessimistic to ourselves? No. I think judgmental to ourselves or pessimistic or passive acceptance doesn't mean own the present. Past, present, continuum. But what we need to really know is present is not the past. Present is just fresh start. It's just beginning. I am responsible for the myriad events of my present life. I own the present, but I am shifting the events and I create the new direction. So the karma, namely what I am receiving, is not the default mode for my present conduct. Yes, I owned, but that karma is the default mode of my present conduct, So here we need to really see past should not really decide my present, because my present is new beginning. So that delicate line seems, very important. Let me just give my one story. I have struggled with my indigestion. I quite struggled. And then whenever I see I messed up my digestion, I start to blame. Come on, you did it. You messed up again. So kind of, the guilty feeling of, I did wrong. I repeated wrong. But one morning I said, yes, I messed up, but you can see with fresh eye, with curiosity. How did you mess up? So I'm asking, oh, you messed up, but how did you do that? Is there any way you can make it better? So it's like non-judgmental observing makes me feel much better, much fresh. Once I have that attitude, I sort of, look at outside in the same way. If I have some preconception, some prejudice, that person is repeating. No. That person with a fresh eye, what happened? So I can really have that compassion to myself, and also I can have compassion to others. So their past, my past, is not the default mode of my present creation. I am totally new. Sometimes, that's not all the time, because the driving force of past is too strong, so I may fall down, but that's okay. Stand up and do it again. But their very important part is fresh eye of curiosity and non-judgmental observance. So with clarity, you can see clearly. Then from there, fresh energy that starts. So karma is not really driving us. The driving part is our numinous awareness, our clarity. So I'll continue my next talk. So next talk is awakening part, awakening to numinous awareness. So thank you again. And this snow and this situation, I really respect and admire your coming to the service, and thank you, 명정 교무님, to share with who cannot come. So thank you again.